Alright, hopefully everyone can hear me and it's started. Cheers. Ooh, that's nice and icy. How's everyone going? Any progress of anyone's build so far? Yeah, Baz, you guys are lucky. You guys seem to get heaps of events over east. We get 2. Power Cruise and then Motivation, and that's it, nothing else. Yeah, that sucks you missed it though. Hey Cornfed, how you going? Oh, it's your daughter's B-Day, fair enough. Wish her a happy birthday from everyone here at the stream. Another day, another set of manifolds. Oh, it's good that you're still pumping them out. People aren't pulling out finally. I've got to watch Lucas's video later. I saw it pop up, didn't get a chance to get onto it. So I'll watch his unboxing video, that'll be cool. Good to see the AC retention style, see how that's routed. I seem to have the phone angled perfectly where the turbo doesn't look stupidly small from this angle. Magpie Media, how you going, mate? Don't believe I've seen you in the stream before, so it's cool to have a newie, or at least comment. I don't nitro, but I could probably find it. If I remember, I'll jump on the computer after the stream and I'll find it. I'm pretty sure I came across it before because I did look at that, but the VZ1 was the way to go because it just bolted straight in on the factory VY mounts. And I do have the pin out for that one and it worked perfectly. Don't know how you know about that, Flynn, because I haven't posted it on the channel yet. Hey Matt, how you going? Cheers, Magpie Media. Hopefully I get some driving videos. It's been absolutely pissing down with thunderstorms lately, so I haven't taken it out. At least we're starting nice and strong with the stream, 15 people already, much better than last week's. Hopefully you're feeling better then, Baz. Yeah, busy week, huh? Well, on site and back home and straight in the shed. Yeah, okay, fair enough, you saw it on there. As you can kind of just see it in the corner. That's why it's set up at a different angle. I couldn't set up where I normally set up because it's in the way, but there's a video in 2 weeks, I think, or maybe it's next week, I'm not too sure, on the trailer. Because I spent 3 days on it, so I was spending 3 days on it, I thought I might as well film it. It's to do with the channel. It's good that you're feeling better, Baz. Lucky it wasn't COVID. Although that seems to be pretty much well and truly done these days. Only a few people getting it here and there. Is that, oh, I must have. Wait, let me just scroll back up. Pin up for SV6, 6. Okay, cool, yeah, I do have that pin out. It is actually also on the Haltech forums too. If you just search VZDBW pedal pinout, it comes up, but I'll find it and I'll send it to you anyway, so you have that for reference. But that's what I used, and I might even actually have a bit of paper with all my writing on it with what I used. If you guys don't mind, give me 2 secs, I'll go check, and then we'll see. Nitro air, found it. We just wait till the stream catches up on my laptop. Oh, it's delayed a bit. So you can see there. Wait, I'm trying to do this off. Anyway, I'll take a photo and I'll send that to you, and then that's the pin out of that pedal, which is exactly what I use in this, and I haven't had to touch any settings. It's just all worked, everything reads correct, the pedal position, the throttle position. Handy thing as well, guys, if you ever do build a car and wire stuff, I still have all my handwritten notes in a lined paper book. Every bit of printout I have, I do generally try and keep, because one, you can reference back what you did previously if you're trying to rewire stuff, or for situations like this, someone else who's coming along and doing up to that stage of theirs can help them out, because I spend hours researching, so if it helps someone cut down their time, happy days. Right, let's jump up and see what I missed here. Oh, that's right, you just got the funky flu then, instead of COVID. Hey, Gearhead's King, I haven't missed anything really, just started the stream, just got chatting. Hey Lucas, how you going? I bet you're so keen now you got a new set of manifolds. Get started on it properly. Beers are going down a treat today. 3 down already. Oh, I'm glad to hear that I could help you, Nitro. But yeah, remind me if I haven't sent it after the stream straight away. Remind me, and I got it sitting here side, so I can go straight to it and take a photo anyway. What throttle body did you go with? From memory, I think it was the same as me, wasn't it? The 82mm Bosch, or at least it was a Bosch one, wasn't it? Yeah, I bet, Lucas. Make sure you get them on off the car and get a couple happy snaps. It's worth it. Always looks awesome like that. Once it's in the engine bay, it's pretty hard to get photos showing it all. Sweet. I'll also take a screenshot of all the PID settings I used for the throttle body. I found them. It might have actually been on the Haltech forum. No, it was on the HP Academy forums. I found them, and also found a few on the Link forums as well. I forgot where I got it from that I used it, but the PID settings that I got have worked a treat. It's very responsive and sensitive. And obviously you can change what the throttle position compared to the pedal position is, but all the PID settings I use have been perfect so far. So I'll screenshot them and send it to you as well, so you can whack that straight into your Haltech, and it should be good from the get-go. That's it, Lucas, the classic corn-fed boost signature on the crossover. Corn-fed, have you been doing that on all of them or only on a select few? You should look at getting little plates made up, let's say corn-fed boost or at least CFB, and you can tack them on everything, so then everyone knows that it is your manifolds when they do resell them. Only the special, yeah, fair enough. You should look into that. That only has to be like a thin steel plate. I could even, I think I would just use molded steel. Get them laser cut or water jet cut, just with like CFB probably fits easier, and just tack them on. Maybe I want a few foul. Jeez, I'll ask Niche Welding, the guy who did my fab work for the exhaust and intercooler stuff, where he gets his made up from and how many he orders, and then if it's decent pricing, I'll forward you on the company that he told me, because that's insane. I'm pretty sure he wouldn't order them by the thousands. You think a minimum of like 100 is reasonable. That'll be something, what do you call it, something I'd want to do as well, is when, corn-fed, you know what's happening next. When that happens, and then I'm going to get the manifold ceramic coated, I wouldn't mind tacking on CFB labels onto it, because I got the Niche Welding labels and all the intercooler piping and stuff. It'd be cool to have that on the crossover bit there. So you got the Niche Welding on there and then the crossover one there, just to promote your stuff here. Jeez, 5 of them. Alright, well maybe that is the price and I just never expected it. That's true, you probably could get one for a few thousand or one. Well, that's a good point, Baz. I guess you could make the CAD file yourself and then send it to them. That's probably, well, that would be all the time in it, which I wouldn't want to do. Yeah, that's it. Plus it looks more professional too if you have a proper piece. Obviously, still weld on your special signature, but your label. Okay, so all the cost is in the CAD. There you go. Might be time to download AutoCAD, get a pirated copy, make one up. All the knobs. Are you the second person to get it, Lucas? That special signature? Still remember the day when I was unboxing mine. I don't think I knew about it. Or maybe I did, but for the camera's sake, I made it look like I didn't. But actually seeing it for the first time, I just lost it. AutoCAD in a G-code. You lost me now. Hey Joel, how you going? Any luck with your car? Did you finally get it going? You might have messaged me about it, but I forgot. I've been busy and brain's fried. I didn't know about it at all. Sick. Good surprising. Fusion 360. Oh, I didn't even know there's different programs for that. I've just stuck with AutoCAD. Anytime corn fed. But yeah, Baz is definitely the guy to talk to. Jeez. The phone camera settings makes out the back, actually, that's weird. On my phone I can see that out the back looks exactly like it does in person, but looking through the laptop it looks bright as hell. I don't know if that's YouTube doing that. Fair enough, Joel. At least that way you're sleeping at night rather than touching the car and it's not working and then having to deal with it again. Always good investment working on your house, though. Killer corn fed, I better finish off making the one out of that 10mm plate that you got me and sent over. I've started grinding cuts into it, I haven't finished, so maybe I'll make a point of doing that this week coming, and then I can get that sent off and get another plate cut, but it will be direct bolt on. No, Joel, replaced the coils and everything's been fine. It's just been absolutely pissing down with rain, and what you can see just in the corner, right, let's see if you can see my finger there. I've been messing with that for the last 3-4 days. I think there's a video this Saturday or the Saturday after, I can't remember how many I've got backed up about it. So I haven't really been driving this at all. It's ready to go on the dyno now, so just waiting for that. Hey, I'm assuming I said the Reaper or Reap XR. Like I just said, I had bought something to help for events, and also we used on the channel quite a fair bit. So I was busy doing that, filming it, and it's ready for the dyno now. So just waiting for some dyno time. My tuner's very, very busy, so not rushing. Yeah. Procrastination. Makes the world go round. That's it. Joel, touch wood. Hopefully it stays that way. Tuners. Yeah, I was going to go take it out in the street and road tune it, but like I said, it's been pissing down with the rain, there's no point. It just spins. I've been driving around in the Ford quite a fair bit, running around picking up parts, and done a million bunning runs, and that's only got 370 horsepower, and I don't remember the torque, but that's just fourth gear just spins. It's just, you can't get any traction. I can't even take off at lights on a slight hill. It just locks up and spins and goes backwards, so I haven't even bothered. Yeah, we'll get it on the dyno soon enough and see what lets go first. 2-stroke the world. Nah. Well, yeah. Power downs are fun, but that thing, wait, let's wait till, no, right there. That thing there's 4-stroke. It's just for a bit of fun. Yeah, cheers, Joel. Hoping everything goes smoothly. I know what will be the limiting factor first, so it's just when that gives up. But I am finally keen to get it on kill, and then I'll just get Justin to do the tune at max boost, and then I'll set my boost settings on the dial that I put in later. I'll have one at like wastegate pressure 12 will be what he sets, and then I'll put everything in between. Yeah, thumpers. This one doesn't sound too bad though. It's EFI. It's actually got an O2 sensor and electronically controlled. It has an ECU. So it doesn't sound actually horrible. I could start it right now, but no one really cares for that. The bike corn fed. It's a WR250, so it's Yamaha. It's a Yamaha WR250. It's Yamaha's road dirt combination type thing. So this was, I believe, stolen. Went for insurance and got stolen. We're going for insurance again, something like that. A scrap yard bought it. The place that they go up north. He bought it. It was up there for a bit. They crashed it a couple times up there. Wasn't running, and then he told me if I can get it running, I can buy it for $500. Got it running. Half the fairings were broken and missing. I taped them up. Got a couple plastic fairings, cheap. Got it running. It's missing all indicators and tail light. It just has a headlight, which doesn't turn on or off. It's just on with the battery, on with the kill switch the whole time. But it's just a bit of fun. It's just something for me to ride while I'm up there or ride around. Nothing special, but for a 250 and 4-stroke, it goes pretty good. But I'm not a motorbike rider. I love it, but I'm not anything. I'm not special. I'm not good. I can just get on it and have fun, but you're not going to see me doing wheelies and doing jump. Well, I've done jumps, but nothing special. I go over the jumps. I don't sit there and fucking send it. 4 wheels are for me, but I love the motorbike. Yeah, WR450 would be sick. But like I said, I've got it for $500. Cheap as chips. I'd wheel it closer, but I'd have to shuffle my bonnet there and the scoop out of the way, so I won't bother. Maybe the next stream, I'll bring it out. The electric start as well, which makes it so easy. They go 750. That just 750 just sounds scary. Like I said, there's a 250 and this fucking hauls, especially third gear. That really picks up and goes. The bikes, yeah. In front of me is the main road. I live on a main road, so you hear all the traffic go by, and I use my phone for the camera and the live streams. My videos I film on a GoPro Hero 8 Black, but for the live streams I use my phone because it's easier, and phones love high-pitched noise, so any car that goes past it picks up that, and then especially motorbikes. KTM 450. Whew. Everyone's here with all these nice bikes just showing me up with my little baby 250. Hey Joe, look, the next time I head up to the guy bought off his block, he's got 160 acres, and then across the road like 300 plus acres of mud pits, salt lakes, dunes, all that stuff. Next time I take it up there, I'd be happy to film me riding it and attempting wheelies and shit, but I don't know if anyone's interested in that. I'm not going to waste my time filming and editing if it's going to get half the views, but fuck, I'll send it. You can watch me stack it and go away in an ambulance as I've broken every bone in my body. Oh man, so I'd love to modify this, but it just starts and runs and I don't ride it enough, so I'm just going to leave it as it is. Yeah, I don't want to break bones. Never have so far, so. Cut a kidney in half. Haven't broken a bone though. Actually no, I lie. I've broken 2 bones. Broke a spine and my rib. Both I didn't know, and I just kept on going. But anyway, No arms, no legs. Yeah, well, yeah, Joel, I might do that. Maybe next time I take it out, I'll make sure I have a tripod and a couple mounts to the bike, and go for a bit of a ride. Maybe I won't do a full video on it, but I'll throw it in, and then I'll do the usual ask questions of people interested in watching this, like I've been with the Ford. See how that goes. I don't want to waste a weekly upload on it. Unless maybe I just do a second video for the week and put it up on a Wednesday. Actually, I think the trailer video is in 2 weeks, because the next one I finally got the Varex wide in on this. Although I don't know if I filmed the end of it wide in. I don't know. But the Varex makes such a huge difference. It's fucking so quiet with the Varex closed, which makes me more confident to drive it, because cops won't even know. Apart from they hear the valve train and the engine. Jesus, you guys know your bikes pretty well if you're guessing what bike it was. Yeah, problem with that is though, Joel, is if they crash it and then break my bike, I'm up for fixing it, or got to wait for them to fix it before I can ride it again. It's going to crash. I'd rather do it so I can at least enjoy riding it when it happens. But for the meantime, I'll stick to cars. Nothing's happening through winter, really, like no events, but come September, October, I think everything picks up again. We've got some roll racing. There's only 3 roll racings in WA this year because they don't like to fly over or whatever reason. But I hope I'm home for every one, so if I am, we'll go to every single one and make some videos. And then every Wednesday I'm home, I'll be going to the drags and racing, starting with getting my 60-foot styled in and just half track, because I'll get kicked out for mile per hour in time because no roll cage and parachute. So I'll get that dialed in, and then I'll go for a Hail Mary run till I get kicked out, and then have to cage it. Nitro, that just sounds painful. Oh, that's alright, Baz, that sounds pretty fun. That's what they say though, Baz. They say men, well, physically will age, but mentally will always stay like the kid, teenager, early adolescence, 21, 22, 23, 18. But that makes perfect sense. Your body physically ages, but yourself mentally, you're always there in the glory days. Exactly, Joel. I would have it start hard. It's like, I can do this. Oh, I remember you telling me corn fed about that. That made me cringe. Fuck that. Like, I think I'd get my kidney cut in half again and get a rod in the leg. Oh. Hey, Horace Smith. Perfect timing to jump on because we got Baz Spec Fabrication currently reading. He's the guru here on the channel for L67. So, by forged, do you mean you 100% have forged rods and pistons? We'll start with that. There you go. Baz Spec's already answered. Wet shot before the piston, before the rotors. So by that he means you can best spot to put that, I would say, would be the U-bend after the throttle body or before the throttle body, if you have a hard intake pipe there. Oh, that's awesome, Joel. If you can muck around with your kid like that, then nothing better. I'm sure he'll appreciate that as he gets older. Should sell the boat, Confed. I know it's one of those things you sell it, you'd really regret it, you'd want to use it, but if it is just sitting there, that money could help for you know. But same time, I know the exact reason why I wouldn't sell it. It's getting windy, might rain soon. Yeah, that's it, Cornfed. I completely get that. Exactly like Joel said. Better to have it, not need it, than need it and not have it. Yep, I know you're a very busy man, which kind of sucks. Has your work, obviously it sucks because it'll be less income, but has your work ever talked about not having every second Saturday you working, or are they open every Saturday and it's just your turn every second, like you have a rotation, I guess is the best way I can put it. Thinks your wife is your mum. That's great. Oh yeah, Killer Horace, mate, that's good that you got a good base to build upon. Out of curiosity, what piston and rods did you go? There seems to be a lot of different combinations that everyone's using these days. And your air-to-air plate, is that a Mace one or a Fit one or a BYE Performance one? Or another one that I haven't heard of? Also, what's the reason for NOS? Are you chasing a quicker ET time, or is it just a cruiser for the streets and you just want some more punch? It's the dad's way. No, that's great. It's plenty big enough to take out, have fun, and throw a few lines in the water. Is the rego on boats expensive, or is it not too bad to just leave it ticking away and keeping it topped up? Bloody Facebook's going off. Holy shit, that is a fucking narrative. Oh, I will answer that one after. So the Mace ones say they're rated to 500, are they? I've actually heard that the Mace ones are they're basically identical to Spool. They're basically made in the same factory too. So Cornfed's taken them to 928 at the hub. So that's 1050, 1100. I can't remember what you converted it to at the motor. And J pistons, oh, okay, so yeah, the J pistons are great, can't fault them. Hey Tin Shed, cool to see you here. I haven't missed too much, man. We've just been talking. I don't actually remember. I've got such a bad memory. I don't remember what we've covered. The car's still running. Cornfed Boost needs to set up a AutoCAD type file for to get some plates made for his manifolds to weld on. We helped Nitro out with a pinout for a drive-by-wire throttle pedal from a VZ. Horace is asking for nitrous advice for an A2A. I think it said A2A, or is it W2A? They said intercooled, sorry. So we'll just go with intercooled L67 setup on a forged motor. That's about it. Just general chats. Chip in with whatever you got, man. Oh yeah, we're talking about how men are still kids with their kids. And motorbikes, because someone heard a motorbike drive past, and then I talked about mine there, and everyone's been talking about their motorbike. So if you got motorbike experience, chip in too. And also talking about Cornfed's tinny. Pretty sure I covered everything there. Okay, Horace, I don't remember seeing on their website they listed the HP rating, but from what I've heard, they're the exact same, like I said, the exact same as spool, made in the same factory, so you should be good to send it. Plus the factory L67 rods can take 750 plus, so for a forged rod to take 500 and break, that's pretty pathetic, so you should be more than well good enough. That's it, Basil. Mace is a great replacement parts website and reseller. So any, mainly gaskets like rod bolts, head bolts, main bolts. That's how I see it. They're a great resource for that. But when it comes to their own parts, hit and miss. And stay away from their tunes. Their tunes are junk. It's been a couple guys from, I forgot the first guy that used to do it, he doesn't do it anymore, but they're on the PC and Packing website. A couple guys from there write their tunes. It's not actually the Mace guys, but they're just junk. Oh, you talking about the penis plates, Confed? I was actually talking about like a CFB logo. Horace, I 100% recommend sending your limb, blower, and even cool plate to Baz, whatever he recommends, and getting him to port it. He is the man for it. Alright, Joe, sorry guys, you're going to see me looking down. GFB 5051 fuel reg. I'm going to search that up. And let's have a look. That is, let's have a look. What did you say here? 5051. Nothing's coming up for the 5051. There's FXS and FXD. Can you give us some more info on which one it is? If it's a -6 or -8 size one? That's awesome to hear that your tension is working, Tin Shed. I'm keen to see it get on the dyno, but God forbid if you make 600 before me, I'll cry. Yes, here, Confed. Reselling good, own stuff bad. Oh, you're just messing. Hey, well, even if you get some penis ones made too, we'll save you having to weld that. Just tack your penis ones on the crossover, and you see if they can go on the runners, and another one on the crossover too. So Mace hits again with the male order tune. Lovely. Alright, cheers Joel. Yeah, check the part number. Yeah. I don't worry, Tin Shit, I've been trying too, but I've always had something pop up that stopped me. But nah, I do hope you make me 600 though. That'll be really cool to see. Yeah, the MLS gaskets are really cheap. It's pretty much a copy of the Kinetic, so it'll be interesting to see where that gives up boost wise, but MLS are only so good for so much, so we'll see. Yeah, but Conte, what you've done to your block as well, you might be fine with the Mace ones because you're not relying on just the gasket, so you might actually be alright with those cheaper ones. I'm pretty sure the price for the pair is the same as the price for one with Kinetic. Oh yeah, so the plate doesn't get touched. Just the blower and the lid. Yeah, that's it, Conf. It'll be interesting. Obviously, like you said, interesting to know how they go, but just in my head, theory-wise, that's how I see it. So the FXS. Okay, cool. FXS. Let's have a look if... That's actually pretty cheap. So... Looking at it, but it doesn't say the port sizes. The FXS is a factory replacement one. Yeah, oh yeah, right, I read the rest of your comment, you just said that. Yeah, that would do you good for future mods. I don't know where engine horsepower wise they won't flow enough. But yeah, it's cheap, whack it in, I reckon you'll be fine. Well, I can't wait for Scotty to go turbo on that Superman, but I'm really scared for him for that stroker that he's putting in. He just won't listen. I've inboxed him, comment on all the videos, and he just shuts it down as like hate comments. He just won't take the advice. But last time I had a chat with Kimmy, which is a person who works at Mace. She's high up there. They have a new stroker crank, which is meant to be better than the last one, which gave up at like 500. So maybe they got hold of the old Comb or Pro Stroke one and they've based it off that. But I'm hoping Scotty gets the new style stroker one anyway, and we'll see how it goes. But he just won't listen. He does things wrong. Everything, yeah. I don't want to get into it, but for his sake, I hope things go well and he gets rid of that M90 because he's not doing anything right with it. Especially getting a Ford tuner to tune a L67, which he has no idea about what they like or what timing they want. So, yeah. Anyway. Yeah, see, Cornfed, so I'm interested to see what the new ones will do, but I can see Mace putting their tax on it. Yeah, that's it. That's where Kim's good, but everyone else there, not so much. Well, Joel, the factory fuel rates are rising rate, so there's really no need. You should need to upgrade it. The only reason I ever did was because I got the VS billet rails and then got fittings welded on, and it was just easier to do it that way and have it adjustable. Send down brush slicks. No idea what you're on about there. No, that's it. Scotty won't listen. I'm glad that he actually got on board with you, Baz, and got you to do some work for him. But like I said, multiple times I've said, hit me up, have a respectful chat, and I can guide you guys in the right direction or guide you to the right people who can give you the right information. But he just doesn't want the bar of it. He just thinks it's just hate. So it just sucks because he has a huge platform, being his YouTube channel. It gets thousands and thousands of views, and all people are seeing is the L67 do shit and shit and shit and shit and shit again. It's just not making power. He's having issues. He snapped after multiple people told him don't use a single chain. He still thought, no, I'll be fine. Put it on. It broke. What do you know? Oh, L67's the Ecotex are shit. They just break stuff. Take us to the drags. Runs a horrible time. He's air intake temps. He just didn't listen to what needs to be done on the correct setup. He buys the cheapest water to air thing on eBay. Yeah, it comes to Barra stuff, and it's like, yeah, we'll get all this good stuff. Whack it on. Ooh. Slap it on, run nines. Go cheap and shit on the L67, run 13s or 12s or whatever he did. And it was like, oh, cool, now the whole world can see how bad they are. Yeah, Joel, I still watch all his videos. I cringe at most of it because I know he's putting a lot of things on for the camera, but it's just don't. Yeah. I'd love to go over there and be in one of his videos and set him straight. Yeah, Confed, it would be good to see an option, but no one in the scene wants to really spend money. So at the same time, they'll bring this product out, no one's going to buy it, or if they do, they'll buy it and then they'll bail on their project, just like people who bought your manifolds. They buy it and then they're up for sale 3 months later and they're not doing it. That's how I see it anyway. Yeah, Tin Shed, I reckon you could actually send Big Ev as Superman and actually get a proper name for him. Well, Confed, he used to have this thing called Vengeance V6 or something, which was the VN that was turbo. This is going back 10, 12 years, so I think he's banking on that, where he's like, oh, I've done it before. But stuff from 2003, 2002, whatever it was, 2005, is way different to what it is now. The parts are different, technology is different, ECUs are different, tuning's different, fuel's different, where the cars go are different. Like back then, 380 horsepower and a turbo Ecotec standard was was like the highest thing ever, was insane. Now they hit 500, no worries. And the average street car back then, if you made 500, 600 horsepower, you were a king. These days in WA, the average performance street car is 1,000 to 1,100 horsepower. I'm talking average. You got ones way above that. Anything under that, 800, 900 horsepower, you don't even blink an eye at. It's just your average shitty build. So things have changed since then. Oh, really, Baz? Right, so you didn't even listen to you with all that, and you did the machining for 3, and you didn't listen. Jesus. Maybe I'm just gonna have to book a plane ticket, go to Victoria, and just wait till he's filming and just gate crash it and just set things straight. Joel, I honestly don't think there's any behind the scenes input, because any input he gets from people that know stuff he doesn't take. I think it's all in his head. He thinks he knows what he knows, which is wrong. But yeah, that's it, corn-fed. Back then there was, like you said, fuck all. What size is yours at the moment? Is it a 23, 24? Can't remember what size I made for them. What, you thinking of going to like a 3.4 or something? Grand ship, Jesus. Hey Baz, if I come to New South Wales, I'm still going to be hunting this or bringing my own stuff. But in all seriousness though, it would be cool to go over east, hit Queensland, New South Wales, Victoria, go to meets from everywhere in the scene. Obviously, my channel, myself, aren't big enough for that, but get in touch with the right people and make it happen. That'd be cool. I'd be down for that. I don't think I'd be sober the whole trip, but maybe we'll make it for next year. We'll organise some stuff. See if, I know Basil hates me, but see if Basil's keen to do the same. Queensland, New South Wales, Victoria, since he's the main tuner across over east. Joel, you Victorians, you guys all think your weather's bad, but you've never been to WA. We get all 4 seasons in one day. Yesterday, had the old man over. We painted the bonnet, which had the scoop. There's the bonnet, and there's the scoop. We painted the bonnet because it was all faded. While we were painting, we literally had a torrential downpour. Like the water was piling up this thick on my driveway, which is slanted down, but it still piled up that thick. I had to close the roller door because it came in all the way, and this is more than 2 cars deep. And it came in all the way up to EcoJet. We had to close the roller door, and then 5 minutes later it was bright and sunny and hot. It was insane. Yeah, Tinsha, that's it. Some people just won't listen. And it's worse when they have a platform to put videos out that people watch. Oh. So it's 23.50ish. So what are you looking at then, a 2.9 or a 3.4? Or are you just waiting to see what they come back? Well, I do 2.6 as well, don't they? It's good, Baz. Don't want to be sober. Best times are when you're drinking. Oh yeah, so same. Alright, so basically the same and Joel. It's pissing down. Oh, Tinshed, alright. keep it secret. We'll keep a lookout on the socials and YouTube then. I don't blame you. I'd keep it under the wraps. Oh yeah, going back up on the chat. Yeah, well, by a huge road trip I'll be flying. I can't stand being in a car. I hate driving. I hate driving with a passion or sitting passenger. I will fly. I will save up and spend money before I sit there and drive. So yeah, I'll fly in between each state. Probably one of the only reasons I wouldn't do a drag week. Well, maybe the ones here in Australia wouldn't be too bad, but you hear like the ones that Cletus is doing over in the States, like 400 miles in between. What's that? 600, 700 kilometers or something? Fuck that. No thanks. I think I know the one you're on about, Tin Shed. I don't blame him. I'll be doing front drive too. I've heard a lot about those. I've heard a lot about the rod in between, well, rod axle, drive shaft, I don't know what you want to call it, braking. Nah, Cletus isn't, but Cletus is young. I don't know if, I can't remember, he's either a year older or a year younger than myself, which spins me out. And same as Jack Stan. Jack Stan's only like 30, which is insane. But at least Cletus has finally seen the light, got rid of Texas Speed because they're shit. And he's finally gone to Steve Morris, which I did watch a few of his videos, but I've really started to watch all of them. And yeah, no, he's made the right choice finally by going there. And one thing is, he's not getting Dr. Tunimal to tune. Dr. Tunimal cannot tune to save his life. Everything he touches seems to blow up. Just the same as Alberto Big Boost, any motor he builds blows up. But yeah, it's good that he got Kevin back in for race week and was getting him to adjust what they needed to. As long as he doesn't touch the tunes himself and Dr. Tunimal doesn't, it'll be good. I'm gonna make yours from spare parts. Man, I'm getting real interested to see what they come up with. That'd be cool to see, Daz. I'll be keeping an eye on your TikToks for those videos. I'm kind of glad he doesn't have guns because no one really gives a fuck about that apart from Americans. Australians, we all love them, but we don't go ranting and raving everywhere about them like they do. That's it, Confed. Steve Morris is the man. His videos are great. I like it because he's relatable. He knows his information. He will admit when he's wrong, and he's not afraid to ask for advice. And he doesn't hide all that on his channel. You see it all happen, which makes it really good. Norris Bazspec, enjoy your dinner. Cheers for jumping on the stream. Yeah, Confed, they're great. Especially his Steve Tech videos. I love them. Goes nice and in depth. What was ironic is I actually watched his balancing the crankshaft video, and then the machine he got, and then after I think I watched another couple Steve Tech videos, and then I went back to my subscription list and saw if there's any new ones, because obviously I think it was like 2 AM. So at that point it was the time when all the Yanks upload their videos, and Angel Motorsports uploaded their video and they got a balancer, and it was the exact same model and everything that Steve Morris uses, so that was pretty cool. And which they said it was like the best balancer money can buy, and then I was like, well, I actually believe that because I saw Steve Morris using the exact same one. That was very trippy from seeing in one video and then going to another one and it was there. Oh man, I'd kill to have an SMX and whack it in that. But I couldn't imagine his engines being anything under 120, 130 grand Australian. Hey Boosted, you finally made it on. Have you made it to WA yet? I should be doing a stream next Sunday too, and then after that, then I should be going back to work, and there won't be one for a couple of weeks. The Angel videos are good. But yeah, I don't think I've had a video in a couple of weeks actually, which apparently it's been really hot and humid in Florida or whatever it is they are, and they didn't feel like filming because they were just sweaty, is apparently what they said, but good content. So Nitro, whereabouts are you at with yours? When can we expect to see your first fire up? How many weeks, months, days, hours away are you? No worries, corn fed. That's all good. I know every time yours has popped up, I've been busy. I think I haven't seen a couple of them now, which sucks because I've watched. I can't remember what you got up to. I think you got up to like 70. No, it was way more than that, and I'd seen them all. And then the last couple, I've been busy. Like Friday, I was at Bunnings, and then I got home, dived into the stuff I bought. Realised halfway through, jumped on, and it ended. I was like, ah, fuck. Hopefully we see an eighth mile pass that starts with a 5, and no broken axles. Interesting to see what the airbags do to your 60 foot. Oh yes, a couple of days at home and then straight up to work, eh? Well, you got a lot more power than you had before, so we'll see. I reckon you'll be right with the axles now. Look, I always say go turbo, but if it's already all in and running with a supercharger, then just keep it like that. Get a sedan or a road ute and turbo that. No, I didn't nitro. I might go back and have a look, but I'm assuming the 21k and 60k is a USD. So, yeah. Maybe I need to bump up my figure to 150 plus Australian for one of his blocks. I will just bring a few spares corn fed. Just replace them pass after pass. Just get some mace ones, express delivered. Whack them in. 2 for 1 deal. Oh yeah, fair enough, boosted. Oh, really? 6.5. Well, what class is that? And what is the next class up? Way, way quicker. I guess at least in the 6.5 class, you could always dial your 60 foot in. So when you finally get to a test and tune, you can send it. Yeah, boosted so far. EcoJet's all good. I've pulled the rocker covers off, tested or checked all the rocker torque. They're still all within where I torqued it, like the valve preload. Checked the head bolts on the top because I couldn't be well taken the manifolds off to check the lower ones. Driver's side was a little loose, so I tightened them up a bit. But yeah, it's all good. Dynos, whenever Justin has time on the dyno, he knows that it's ready and that I'm ready. And he's got a huge backlog of cars to do, so he's got to either get through them or slot me in somewhere and make his own day, week and week worse, essentially. So we'll see. Hopefully it'll be soon. I'm not too fast. It runs and drives. I can get in and drive it whenever I want. Obviously I want to see what it makes. You guys all want to see what it makes, but the main thing is it runs and drives, so it's not like it was for the break-in where I couldn't do anything with it. Do you mean 265s in the tyres? Because if so, we got people running 7s here in WA on a 235. Well, Joel, maybe, but at the same time, the longer I wait, the more it means it's running and I don't have to fix it. Which is another thing. Like I was just saying, I can turn key, start it and drive it, whereas I take it to a dyno, I might not be able to. Boosted, when you've done a heat cycle, you're meant to retorque the heads. They were not like loose. It was like a fraction of a turn more they did from where I torqued them initially. In Nitro, I'd also be up for that. I did initially build this for Race Wars, which is over 1,000 meters, but then that got canned. So I can't remember what 1,000 is compared to a mile, but I'd be 1,000's way less than a mile, isn't it? Because a quarter mile is 404 meters, I think. So yeah. Still, I'll be up for that. I've got the gearing for it anyway. Definitely, WA is the best. Yeah, just over half a mile, yeah. 808 meters should be half a mile, so yeah, it makes sense. Should be about 1.6k. Boosters only after the first heat cycle you meant to do it. Like the first time you torque them down. You don't need to. I just was paranoid and wanted to check my rockers. While I was there, I thought I'll just see where they torque at. Being that there's probably the ARP assembly grease is gone, it wouldn't be torquing correct, it'd be a lot more friction, so regardless, my torque settings are at, it'll be quick, like the torque wrench will be clicking, but it won't actually be the proper true torque spec anyway. But I just wanted to make sure that it was where it was. At 108 Newton meters or 80 foot-pounds, they all clicked, but I went to 122 Newton meters, which was the next setting up. Actually, that's another thing I did, Joel. In the engine bay, did a nut and bolt check, went over all the bolts on the heads, they're still tight for that. Then I went over the exhaust manifold to head bolts, and they were actually loose. I could get a quarter to a half a turn on them all at least, so I'm glad I did all that. So I wasn't actually losing any exhaust gas and spool. Well, Confed is actually the ARP studs people recommend doing them on. You can't actually do them on the factory torque to yield bolts because they've already stretched. Once you torque them, that's it. But it's actually on the ARP that people on this platform recommend you retorque the heads. Yeah, I wasn't going to bother because after I had the chat with you, but I just thought while I was there with the rocker covers off, just on those top ones, I'd just see where they're at. Boost, I don't actually know anyone that's got COVID here at the moment. I've heard fuck all about it. It's like done and dusted here. Nah, boosted MLS committed gaskets are rated to 25, 27-ish PSI. Cornfed's running 40 plus PSI boost, or at least 35 plus. So that's why they're going. Lovely, it started to rain. Hey Nuka, no worries man, I'm glad one of my videos could help you. It's half the reason why I started the channel. Part number for the cooler thermo. Are you talking about like the normal radiator thermo? Didn't realise I had a part number. Oh, do you want the 82 degree one or the 71 or 73? I can't remember. It's either, I think it was Intense or ZZP that sell the 71, 73 one. I'm not sure, you're better off missing it. Stuck at home. Well, I guess if you still got stuff doing your car, it's alright, but if you're stuck at home with fuck all to do, it's horrible. Yeah, well, boosted, what a lot of people would do for the first heat cycle is they'll just get normal Ecotech or L67 manifolds and exhaust, put that on, do a heat cycle on that, take them off, retorque the heads and everything, and then whack their turbo kit on, and then they know that they're fine. It's a good point, Joel. I did miss that in the last one, but yeah, you need to modify the tune to suit an eco one. I've done two now, so I don't know if I'll do a third one. Maybe sometime next year, so there's a big gap. Great, I just heard glass break somewhere. Someone's breaking into something. The 82, I'll find the part number and I'll send it to you. I know you can buy them from Repco and Super Cheap. I actually run the 173 in this, and it's actually fine. My temperature sits bang on 78 to 80. Doesn't go. I've never seen it over 82. The 2-hole mod for the Ecotech, you might feel like you've got more snappy throttle response, but you're then breathing in hot air from the engine bay. So, look, as long as you drill the hole on the bottom of the airbox, so before the filter, it won't do any harm for getting stuff in your motor, but it's breathing in hot air, so it's like placebo effect. It's like when people will put on a catback exhaust, it's louder, they think it feels faster because they can hear more noise. I haven't seen any dyno results or quarter mile results to prove that it's better, so do it if you want, but don't take it as gospel that it's a sure thing, is the best way I can put that. Oh, Tin Shed, I'll find the link to it and I'll send it to you. I might even actually have the tax invoice receipt, whatever you call it, for that part when I bought all the stuff that came with this bottom end. It came with all that, the whole bunch of receipts and stuff that he bought. I'll get that sent to you. Yeah, fair enough. Boosted 400, you probably want to run like a single G30 or GD30, maybe even a G25. It might be too small though. Nitro, you could, but it probably wouldn't be as good. You actually need the thermostat to slow the flow down so that the water stays in the radiator longer to cool it down. A lot of people think, especially in the skid scene and drift scene, that removing it is way better, but it's actually not, because the water's just flowing way too fast in the block and the radiator to actually cool it down. And with the, however you pronounce it, the Messier water pump that is available for these cars bolt on, you can't actually pulse them, they're on or off. Maybe you could pulse them by a solid state relay just constantly ticking, but that's how mine's wired up anyway, it's on or off. So the thermostat actually helps because it slows the water flow down through the radiator and the block. So the cold water stays in the radiator. The hot water stays in the radiator longer to cool it down, and the cold water stays in the block longer to cool the block down. But might correct me if I'm wrong on that, but yeah. Yeah, but Tin Shed, it's just a 12 volt and a ground signal on it. I'm not sure if you can use a PWM on them. Usually the PWM ones have a third wire for it. They have a 12 volt, a ground, and then a signal. Do you use it? I'll be interested to see if it does work with Nitro, the PWM setup, because the Link ECU I have can do PWM outputs. I haven't had an issue with cooling yet, but still, there's no point running at full tilt the whole time. It's just useless load on the alternator. I'm glad to help. Mookin, Nukin, whatever you pronounce it. Your Tuner Pro stuff sucks to understand. Yeah, but Nitro, with the relay, you need to use a solid state relay for that, which if you're using a premium harness from PowerTech and it has one in it, I believe, that if you're wiring your own relays in, you shouldn't be using a normal relay to PWM control stuff. What is it? Onomatopoeia? Tapoa? Sweet, that's good that you could add it programmed to not use the LPG stuff. Yeah, Bruce, that makes perfect sense. Exactly what I was saying. It flows so fast, it has no time to cool it down. It doesn't sit in the radiator long enough. But also at the same time, that also doesn't make sense because with the thermostat closed, the water stays in the motor longer, which would heat it up quicker. So that doesn't quite make sense. In cold climates, it would keep the motor running hotter, which would be better because it might be too cold with just ambient temperature. I don't know. I don't know everything though. We'll have to look at, like we were saying earlier, next year, do an over east tour, try hire a track out. I think I prefer a track than a drag strip. That'll be more fun, I think. And then if we have a straight, we can set up while racing, so we can still have your drags there, or even just static, standstill racing as well. But try to get enough people in the scene, hire out a track in each state, get everyone to come down with their rigs, have a fun day, try to get all the big hitters in the scene down there. I reckon that could be a go. Oh, look out, here we go. The spam bots have made it. Let's report and get rid of them. Holy shit. It's coming out of nowhere. Last one so far. Alright, now we can get back to the chat. I'm just going to call you Ono, if that's okay, because it's quicker and easier than butchering your whole name. But Ono, what type of track is it? Like what size or how? Oh, fuck me, they're still popping up. Chris, is that your name? Right? Oh, fuck's sake, they're just popping up. What's the track like there, Chris? Because would you be keen to host an event there? Jesus. Sweet. The way I'd set it up is you set your entry price. So for you to run your facility, I don't want to see any profit from that. I have nothing to do with that. So you set your entry price for what you want it to be, and then all proceeds go towards you to open your track and keep it going. Can I block this person from, put user in timeout? There we go. Hopefully that works. Okay. I think that got rid of them all. This gets to the point where I need to start getting moderators for a live stream. That's insane. I'm nowhere near big enough of a channel or a live stream to do that. If I accidentally click on someone else's message and report it, I do apologise. It's just loading. We already do it just privately? Okay, cool. I boosted I'll be doing one in multiple states. So I'd try and sort stuff out. Cheers, Chris. Appreciate that. That'd be really cool to set up. And like I said, I'm not in it for money, so you set up. Like we'll sort out when it does happen the pricing of what your entry fee wants to be, what the requirements are, and monetary wise, that's all you. I just want to have the event. Joel, when I've been at work, it gets lonely. So that's what I've been watching. I really boosted, that sucks. I don't click on any links or reply to any emails or messages these days that aren't from people I know. Half the time are scams. If they want to chase something up, they can call me, and then I will call back the actual business or whatever it is that's chasing it and see if they have anything to do with it. It's not worth it. Oh, so both cards cancelled. Yeah, that sucks. Surely you'd think these days you should be able to create a new card that's like an e-card, so it can be set up straight to your phone, and you should be able to book stuff through that. Or create a zip account and do the one-time zip cards and use that. Yeah, boosted. I'm not too sure if I do one here in WA because there isn't enough people. Most of the viewers in this scene are actually over east. I think it's more Queensland and Victoria than anywhere. There's still a few in New South Wales, but there's not many in WA. So while it'd be good to still book a venue out there, I wouldn't be able to do it with just the V6 scene. I'd have to branch out, which I've no problems with, but the point of this is to just bring everyone together. Tin Shed, shut up, we're not talking about that. Wait for game 2. Which sucks. At this point, I'm going to work the day after. I haven't booked tickets for the game here yet because I wasn't sure, but hopefully there's still time and I might go watch it and go for the Blues. If you guys don't mind, I'm just quickly gonna reply to this. So my mate has a VS drift car. He actually bought the air-to-air intercooler kit that was on the ute that I was doing, and he just got it all done. Went to a Haltech 750, and today was his first day testing it. He just sent me a message saying how it went, so I just had to quickly reply because exciting times. But yeah, so yeah, he's got a L67 VS Commodore drift car, caged, full track spec. It's fucking awesome. I'm trying to convince him to set up a YouTube channel and a Facebook page, but he's not really into that kind of thing, but it'd be cool for the scene. He's posted a few times on the chat. I'm not going to say his name, but sorry, on the Facebook page. I'm not going to say his name, but it's pretty cool. I boosted it, probably wouldn't be till next year. I'm not going to bother with all that this year. If I do, it would have to be like October, November. Yeah, Queensland won game 1, sadly. But usually that's what happens anyway. Jesus, messages are going off. Great, one of the pages that I posted the link for this on just got approved. And we got half an hour or so left of the stream. Lovely. Unless it picks up, then we'll keep going. I don't have work tomorrow, so send it. What does the, on whatever you're watching on, what does the lighting look like on the engine bay? Is it hell shit? Because on my phone it looks mint, but on the laptop, which is, I'm watching the stream on and replying to comments, it looks way different. So I'm not sure if it's a good thing or not. Mm. 13 years out of license, fuck that. No worries, Joel. Cheers for jumping on the stream. Hopefully we'll see you next week. Lighting's fine, cool. That's alright, man. Wasn't sure if it was held bright and unclear. Because yeah, it's perfect on my phone, but on the laptop it looks like shit. Yeah, Boosted, I actually forgot today. I forgot it was Sunday. I've been home so long now, I lost track of the days. It was actually Baz Spec Fabrication sent me an inbox. He was asking if I was doing a stream today. And that completely reminded me. That was at 2:30 PM, so 4 hours ago. And then literally as I posted all the links, that is like actually when I made the thumbnail and created the stream. But if it's better to do a reminder, by the reminder, do you mean like the community post thing I do, or like a little snippet video? What's best for that? It's like the blue is thinning out. Oh yeah, fair enough. That's actually how it looks like on my laptop too. Oh well, I guess I can't fix that then. It sucks how it looks on my phone's way different to it is on the laptop. Although let's try this, we'll see how it looks if I turn the main light off. Okay, that's just more horrible, isn't it? Like you can still see me fine, but that's just looks way too lit up. I'm gonna turn that back on, I think. A ghost story. I don't actually have any. No supernatural shit here with me. I've never experienced anything like that. Nor do I believe in it. I believe it could happen, but I don't believe in it. Ah, right, Boosted, I'll look into that. I'm kind of new to the streaming and I just stream through YouTube. Everyone else uses like a separate program. So I might look into that for future ones. Cheers XR6 Turbo V8. If you're new to the channel and haven't seen before, I actually have an FG XR6 Turbo as well. So there's barra content here too, if that gets you interested. But appreciate the nice comments about this. This is actually an Ecotech V6, which is usually hated a lot. Yeah, I just turned the lights on nitro. I was getting a bit scared of the dark, you know. Yeah, Bruce, I've been through a prison, the same thing. Like everyone says, like I can't remember the thing where you put your hands through and your neck through and it has a block over it, like ready to cut your head or whatever. I've done that, had nothing. All the other stuff I said I felt a presence or whatever, I've had nothing. So I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm too aware, or it's at the front of my mind all the time. It doesn't happen. I don't know the answer, but I don't believe in that. I don't believe in it. I just haven't experienced it. I'm not going to say it's not true because who knows, but yeah. Anyway, we don't even talk about that crap. Yeah, boosted, it might help with views, but my first one killed it. I was at like 24 as an average the whole stream. And second one was pretty good too, and then after that's kind of gone down. At the end of the stream, it gives me an update of how many total views, like how many people actually clicked on it. And they're always like 300 plus. And the one I did last week was at 60. So who knows? Hey, Mr. Big Dose. From what I can see from your picture there, I'm guessing you changed your name, Freshest. Am I right there? Hey, Jace, how you going? Give me 2 secs, I'll read your comment. Oh, that's awesome, man. I'm flying fly out as well. So I'm glad that my videos can give you something to look at while you're up north. I do weekly uploads on Saturdays, so keep an eye out for that. Appreciate the subscription, it helps a lot. So ProFlowFab turbo manifolds are awesome. There's nothing wrong with them at all. I personally use corn-fed boost manifolds, and I would advise go through him. He's got a YouTube channel, check it out. He's also got a Facebook page and a website. Hit him up on his Facebook page for manifolds. And yeah, if you're dead serious and ready to drop a deposit, I'm sure he can bump you through the queue because a lot of people are dreamers. But yeah, nothing wrong with ProFlow manifolds. I just use corn-fed boost myself. Yeah, that's it, boosted. Yeah, 2 headstrong, exactly. Mr. Big Dose, this is better. It's more car related. Freshest has its own stigma to it, I guess. So yeah, this is pretty good. Which suits because all your stuff on your channel is basically about cars dosing. Or cars that can dose. Mr. Big Dose had a BF, can't remember which one it was, FGXR6 Turbo. I think he said he sold the motor or the chassis, but he also has a Turbo Ecotech, which I'm helping him build at the moment, or giving him advice. What do you call it? It's just getting a forged motor setup going. Oh boy, I'm gonna have to go to Google Translate for that question. I don't know what language that is. But let's have a look. Let's open that up there. English translation. How much does it cost to buy a Porsche in your country? I hope, I don't know how you say your name, Arabin, but Google Translate, put that to how much does it cost to buy a Porsche? Anywhere from 60,000 for like a base model up of 200, 300,000 AUD. Dane Turnbull, Cornfed's car is slow and makes bugger all power. Is a pathetic excuse for a YouTube channel when a human being does front crossovers, which is horrible. Owns a boat he doesn't use. Was a little bitch and got rid of his manual setup and went to auto. Yeah, I think that covers it all. That Cornfed boost. Oh, Jesus. Let's have a look at what this translation is. English. No. Space bar in between that. English translation. Lol, no. Great, that's helpful. I don't know what you answer that to. Yeah, no one's got time for that. Hey Dan, you know I'm just kidding. I basically just listed everything I'm jealous about. Apart from the front crossover, because there's nothing to do with anything. But, yeah. Auto, low horsepower, slow, yeah, everything I'm jealous about. I don't know if there is new viewers boosted, but anyway, if I'm explaining for the new viewers, that was 100% joking. I highly rate Cornfed Booster's channel, his build, his work, everything. He's a mate, I was just taking the piss. So we clear the air there. I use Cornfed Boost turbo manifolds. Okay, so if that doesn't clear the air, I don't know what will. Hey, Baz is back. What was on the menu for dinner? I still haven't had mine, so you might inspire me. You feel me? I know I already got dinner sorted actually. Hey, English. I appreciate the kind words of saying it's amazing. I can grow beards very easily, so this is natural and it just grew. I don't know how to give you any advice apart from that. It's just genetics, I guess. I've got every other bad gene under the sun, but beard growing, not an issue. Pizza then beat okay. Was pizza your daughter's suggestion for a veto? Yeah, Mr. Big Dose, anyone on the family that has a red beard. Was a brunette, head, old now. Camera won't pick it up, but you can see on the sides where it is overgrown. Brunette, was brunette, light brunette. Hair when I had hair, but red beard. Don't know how. No one else has it. Maybe Nitro, but literally no one else in the family on both sides has it. No one had ginger hair, no one had ginger beards. Only me. But I'm like a spitting image of my dad, so there's no questions there. And the old man still has a full head of hair too. No one else in the family lost their hair. I just got every bad gene. Oh, if you keep your old boy happy and your daughter was happy too, win-win, and you got pizza. There we go. Porsche worth $250,000. Is that $250,000? Yeah, $250,000. Throwback Scottish, yeah. Well, on my dad's side, his dad, my grandfather, his background, I think was Scottish and Welsh. I think if I remember correct, but that's going back. Yeah, oh, Nitro, mine's the same. Even before I lost, oh god, now we got tin shed writing in Russian, I guess. Before, when I had hair, I could literally do a full body mohawk apart from like here. Everywhere else was just a solid line of hair. Not that I did it, but I could have. I boosted. I would take that and run with it because I need any help I can with being manual. Pizza, cake, and beer. Not a big cake person myself, but pizza's good and beer is fucking great. Google Translate sucks. I'm not even going to bother translating to see what you wrote there. But he wrote back in English, so either he knows English or whatever translator he's using works. I don't know how a Russian got onto this, but hey, if I'm branching out, sick. Oh yeah, fair enough. That aspect, can't argue that then. Does your old man drink the same beer as yourself, or is that a beer that you acquired the taste of yourself? Always curious about that. A haircut's expensive, I wouldn't know, man. I've haven't had to pay for one for quite a fair few years now. Misso got me like a bulldog shaver and also like one of the electric trimmers of attachments. So I've been fine with that for years now. Oh, so you both drink the same. Sick. That's handy. Buy a single carton and you're both sorted. Well, I guess men aren't fussy, they'll drink any beer, but buy a single carton, you're both extremely happy, I guess. Same thing here. I don't know. Old man's more of a bourbon, whiskey, scotch. Don't know what it is he drinks. It all tastes the same to me. Drink it, but whenever we're here and working on projects and whatnot, we always crack out the export together and have a fair few, which is good. It's always good having a drink with your old man. So we're about 9 minutes off the 2 hour mark. Well, you guys let me know. Do you want me to keep going or you had enough and you're ready to retire for the evening? You're on the port as well. Not a fan of wine. I'm assuming that's what port is myself, but figure of speech. I just meant you can buy cartons, and you're good. Drinking from 3 p.m. Love it. Nothing better than getting on it in the afternoon and carrying on. Yeah, it's that special tip boosted haircut and a service. I don't actually like any wine. What do they call it? The champagne or anything like that. It just I don't like the taste buds. Just don't like it. But if someone has that, I'll give it a taste. You know, dramas corn fed. Appreciate you being here for the whole stream. And your alter ego account. Let me rip into you. I see corn fed. I'm the same apart from when it comes to wine. I can't think of anything I don't like apart from wine. It's just, yeah, wine and champagne. Everything else is fine. I'll drink vodka, spirit. Well, spirits covers everything. But yeah, tequila, liqueurs, but beer's the go-to for me. Hey, at least, Booster, you don't have a far trip to go from the airport for that. I haven't been there in a long time, but from what I hear, it's still pumping and it's still very popular, especially with the fly in, fly out community. Never had Stark, eh? I probably butchered that. It'd be pretty cool to try though. I've heard it's good. If I was to go to a different, if I had to pick two countries I'd go to, one would be America because of the cars there. I wouldn't go for America, I'd go for the cars and the car scene. Maybe the same with Japan. I wouldn't go for the country because I could not give a fuck about different countries. It's just the car scene. So I'd only want to go for events or if I had an inside contact for stuff. I'd go to Japan for Ebisu though. I'd buy a cheap car or hire one and drift there and check out some of the local scene and then just get on the piss. Preferably at the same time. Wait, can you buy that here? It's not necessarily that tin shed, it's just that growing up, I never went on holidays. Like my family weren't like poor. We had everything we ever needed, but we weren't rich where all the luxuries we didn't have, which didn't faze me. You know, I was more than happy with the bike and a soccer ball as a kid. I was more than content. We didn't really go on holidays, so I never really experienced that. And then growing up, obviously I got an interest in cars, and everything I need is here. My cars are here in WA, my partner's here in WA, my house is here. Never really interested me to go elsewhere. Like I've done in the past the usual Aussie thing, the Bali. Beers cost $1, like can't go wrong. Cheap shit, water bomb park, this and that. I'm a drummer as well, and last time I went to Bali, this is 10 years ago now actually, because I was 18. There was a band playing at Discovery Mall, and I had a chat to them when they had a break and jumped on stage with them and played. But I don't have the urge to travel like everyone else because I've got everything here that I need, and I'm content with that. Like I saved up and built this house for what I wanted and what I wanted to do. So if I'm in the garage working, I'm more than happy. Mr. Big Dose, it's another one that I picked up, same colour, it's just faded as hell. It was meant to be good. It was a 50-minute drive there. The guy told me, he told me the clear coat was gone, was slightly faded, and it had no dents. I rocked up there, 50-minute drive with the trailer to load it up in, and then he got there, he's like, oh, it's got 2 dents on it. And looked at it, the clear coat was gone, but I got it mainly. Ooh, okay, just reconnected because it hit almost 2 hours. You guys might have missed that. 50-minute drive, the guy told me it was good, no dents. Got there, had dents, a couple dents, which I'll fix up, but I've only got it to see how far the intake would go through the hood. So it's just another hood. My one is there. Me and old man painted that yesterday. My scoop is there to go on it. We just got to sand that back and buff it, because obviously you got to let it sit for a day. Oh man, gotta put this person back in timeout. There we go. Yeah, it's just another hood, cut a hole, it sticks out 35, 40, 50 mil, whatever it is, I haven't measured. It's bugger all, but enough to hit the inside. That's what hood it is. I might use that for events, and I might put my hood exit exhaust on one day, cut the hole for that too. Yeah. Have to go to the right spot for the good stuff. See, I'll just go to my local down the shop and just get a carton of export. I'm happy with that, or a bottle of Jack's. Because I either drink Jack's or export. Yes, Mr. Big Dose, I'm not a fan of wine either. It's an acquired taste or a mature taste, I guess. I don't know. Oh, really? So beer's like $1.20 in Japan too. That's alright. Sorry, just trying to go. It still shows all the spam comments. It just says they're deleted, so I'm trying to scroll through. Yeah, I don't smoke, just Jace, so that the cigarette bit doesn't faze me, but the cheap beer does. Oh, you can definitely have fun without it. I've never blown numbers ever. I've never really been drunk. I like the taste of beer, that's why I drink it. I don't actually get drunk, which sucks. I'm always a sober person at every party. Back in my clubbing days, I was always a sober person there. But anyway, that's a different story, it doesn't matter. But I like the taste of beer. That's why I drink it. So I always have fun. Oh, Jack, $10. Is that what, 700 ml or a litre? Jesus, that's cheap. Not enough to make me spend hundreds of dollars to go there, but shit. 2 litre? Nah. You fucking with me now, Daz. $700 ml, 5 litre is $40. Man, if only you could get that back through customs. Well, you're not a fan of Jack's boosted. I don't mind me a good old Jack's. Oh really, so 2.5 is the max of that tax. Yep, the government here in WA sucks. If they can make money anywhere, they will. Yeah, I don't mind a bit of wild turkey. One of the sites I was at a year and a bit ago now, I think, or maybe a year ago, whatever it was anyway. The construction manager there was a big turkey fan, so we used to finish work, go straight to the wet mess, which is what they call the on-camp pub. So we went straight to the wet mess, we'd be drinking beer. It closed at 7:30 till 8 to like promote you to go have dinner. So 7:30 would be closed, we'd go off, shower, go have dinner, and go straight back to the wet mess after because it opened at 8 again for an hour, and then we go straight on wild turkeys. It was like a nightcap. So I had quite a fair few wild turkeys there, and they're quite nice, don't mind it. The Misso's dad's mate, who I bought the bike off, and who has a property up north, he's a big turkey fan, and he actually drinks turkey with Sprite, which he poured me one day with Sprite, and it's actually pretty good, which few people might think that's disgusting or weird, but I did 2 at first, because I've always been a Coke and spirit drinker, but with Sprite it was actually pretty good. Didn't mind that. Usually about 4 litres. What do they tax you though for that? Bundy rum. Oh, actually, yeah, I've tried that and I can drink it, but it didn't really do anything for me. Like if someone offers it to me, I'll drink it, but I'm not going to go out my way to go get it. Is the best way I can put it. Too easy corn fed. Cheers for jumping on the stream. Hopefully I'll see you on Sunday, and hopefully I make it to your next one, which I might be on site, so we'll see what time I finish or if I have a bus drive back to camp if I've got reception, but hopefully I'll see you then. Ah, so we don't check, that's alright then. Oh yeah, bad specs, so you like turkey and Sprite too, sweet. At least that confirms that I'm not crazy about it being good. Look at this vlog, typing all in caps. So I've had a couple comments on the last video yesterday, but anyone who's still on here, are you interested in Barra videos? What do you want to see? Do you want to see just like your average bolt-ons? Do you want to see a build? You gotta like let me know. Yeah, Lucas, still going. The views are, the people on here are still enough that I'm happy to keep going, and not everyone's told me that they're done and dusted, so I don't have work tomorrow, so I'm happy just to keep talking in the camera. Well, yeah, I wouldn't mind Tin Shed because obviously the Barra scene's huge. It might help me get more viewers to the channel, and in turn, more views I get, the more I get paid by YouTube, the more likely to put adverts and promote my videos, the more views I see as well, more comments makes me interested to film more. But the downside is that's a lot of money I've got to spend, and obviously I'm spending money with no return. Like, being completely open and honest, I got approved for monetization, I think it was like beginning of May, or like a couple of days into May, and all in May it says that I made $36, and they don't pay out anything until you make $100, and then the same thing. So like I can spend thousands on the Ford, which, don't get me wrong, I won't regret it in a sense because it's going to make more power, I'm going to love it even more, but I'll be spending a lot of money but not getting the money in to fund it like the big channels where they're making videos and those videos are funding what they're doing, plus earning their income. So, yeah. I want to do it, but it's diving down a deep hole because straight away I'm up for an intercooler exhaust. There's $3,000. And the turbo is going to be maxed out, and then I can use the one on this, or I can get a Pulsar, so there's another grand, let's say if I get a Pulsar. And then I should probably get oil pump gears, which are about $1,000 plus labour. Let's say 1,800, $2,000 there. It's already got valve springs, it doesn't have head studs. I could do head studs myself, but that's like $600 to buy, so I'm already up like $7-8 just to get to the 600 to 700 horsepower mark, whereas at the moment with that turbo I'm limited to, obviously intercooler exhaust, I'm probably limited to 420. So it's a lot of money. Yeah, well, I'd max out the standard engine, which I know they're safe at like 700 odd horsepower, which I'd do that, and then I might, oh fuck's sake, it's back. Time out, Yuka. And I would like to do an engine build on that. This thing here, I still want to put a turbo on, but that's like $20,000. So I can save that, no worries. That's a couple swings. but like I've been saying, I still have a backyard to do. This garage is a mess because of all the storage that should be in this shed, and the backyard's in here, so I need to be smart and prioritise stuff, but at the same time, I do want to grow the channel and keep things interesting. So I'll just scroll up. No dramas, Baz. Cheers for jumping on, even though I know it's a big day for you and you got people over. Appreciate that. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Yeah, boosted barriers in your LS1. Everyone loves barriers. There is a lot of channels doing it, and I would love to branch into it, see if I can get some viewers, but we'll see. The Colorado build would be good. What year is it? Is it the one with the 4JJ1? Because they're awesome motors. Yeah, the K24s do it. There's heaps of people doing K-swaps, and they're not as common to find here, and it doesn't really interest me finding adapter plates and adapting gearboxes and clutches. Yeah, it might get views, but there's heaps of people doing it. I'm not a big fan of how they sound. So, like, while I want to grow the channel, it has to still interest me. I still have to have my heart in it to do it. Just Jace, what state are you in? Depending, we might be able to sort something out where I can help you and why that myself. The link was really easy. I'm a Sparky by trade. That's my day job. I'm a Sparky. Oh, you're in I'm in WA too. I can wire that in for you, piece of piss. You can drop the car off, or I now have a car trailer. I can pick it up, wire it, give it back to you, put a bass tune on it so it runs. It will run fine. You can drive on the street and then send it to a tuner. Or I can tune it myself for you if you like, depending if you're confident in that. I prefer Link over Haltech 100%. The software is way better, I find, to use. Their support is way better. Their forums are way better. A lot of people love Haltech. I don't have any issues with Haltech. I just prefer Link. At a minimum with the Link, you need to run a Fury, which is about 2,200, I think. Whereas I think with a Haltech, you can get away with a 2,000, which is, I'm not sure how much, 1,800 or about the same price. But then with a Haltech, you need the premium harness, which has relays, which is another 1,300, I think. Or a Link, you can make your own harness with relays, which you could get for around about $1,000. The best thing I can say is download both PC Link, which is the Link software, and NSP, which is a Haltech software. Have a play around on it. They're both free to download. There's base maps you can choose. Just put any base map on there. Doesn't matter what car it's for, just so you can see data on there. Have a play through all the settings, the options, where you click to do stuff. See what you prefer, because ultimately, if you become confident enough, say you're at the track and it's spinning, you can turn your boost down, or if it's not starting or something, you can set data logging up. Just see what you prefer. The Link data logging is way better than Haltech. It's all inbuilt in the program and way better, which is another bonus. My tuner uses Link, which is Justin the BYE, which is why I went that, as well as I downloaded both softwares and preferred Link. But that's the best thing I can say, really. But yeah. No, just Jace, don't apologise. That's why I did the stream. So any questions you have from videos or any questions in general, I'll answer. But whereabouts in WA? Are you north or south, or are you like way north or way south? Or we could sort something out anyway. If you, it doesn't matter what ECU you get, I can wire it in and set a bass tune up and get it running on it anyway. It'll save you some dollars. That's it, Project Nugget. very quickly it adds up very quickly. You either need to have money, have a good income, or be prepared for it to be a long-term project. An RG 2015. What motor do they have in them? Yeah, boosted. I would be up for an Eco and a Falcon, but I'd have to buy a Falcon, convert it. I'd have to do a standalone harness, which is no worries, but it's just a lot of stuff I'd have to do. Adapt the gearbox again and tail shaft. I'd be more up for doing it, but once I'm a bigger channel where it's kind of paying for itself, or at least getting a good return in views. At the moment, nah. Yeah, the real estate in the Bay after, exactly. Yeah, the Wolf 3D is not bad, same as the Mega Skirt, but like you said, oh man, I live in Byford. Like, I'm on Abernethy Road. So that's when you might have missed earlier, but I said I'm on the main street. I actually live on Abernethy Road. So if that's something you're interested in, definitely hit me up and we can sort something out. I'm not in it for money, so I don't charge through the roof. I just like helping people out and getting the scene going. Who's Jason? Or you mean Justin? Oh man, Tinchet, imagine if he was, that'd be sick. I already know who my neighbours are. That house is almost done. I can't wait for that. He's got a VF skid car with a big, I think it's an 871, might be bigger, 871 skid car. I've been saving the shed skid in here till he's done, because we're going to do a side-by-side shed skid. I'm either going to live stream it and film it, so I'll live stream by the phone, GoPro set up to film, or I'll just film it and release it. But that'll be cool, because that will also change the scene, because I'll be helping him with stuff, he'll be helping me with stuff. So if I work on his car and he's interested, I'll film some of that. If we go to big skid events, I'll help him there, film. I'll probably do that as like an extra video, or his stuff. I won't do it as like a main one, so you guys don't miss out, because I know a lot of viewers are here for this, so you don't miss out on that. I'll just have like a second upload that week, unless if I'm struggling, then I'll really do it as the main upload. But sick, no. Just Jace, if you're down Byford, like, that's perfect, man. I'm in Byford, so we can definitely sort something out. Anytime, man. Happy to help. You'll know which house I am anyway, because it has all the cars out the front, the big garage. You'll see if I'm home, the Ford's parked out the front, so you always see that. Well, if I'm home from work, I should say, because sometimes I take a Hilux if the misso's home. Missed one today, hopefully soon. If not Power Cruise in October. I don't know if I'm going to take this or that to Power Cruise. There'll be videos on that anyway. Yeah, I can ask Justin when I head there. I'm sure he'd be more than fine with the Wolf ECU. If not, I can always help out, whether it's in person or I can remote into your computer and help. The Wolf is very similar to Link. Well, the Wolf is very similar to Vipec, which Vipec is the old Link, or almost identical to the old Link, so you definitely have no issues with it. He's just a very busy man. Like I'm a long-term customer. I've sent so many cars to him, and he always sorts me out with pricing and slots me in. But obviously, you guys are seeing it takes a bit of time still to get in there because he's got his own shop to run and current builds and customers and partnerships and companies. But yeah, I'll ask him. I'm sure he'd be fine with it. I think the only thing he doesn't touch anymore is standard ECUs. He used to hex edit a couple of them, but I'm pretty sure he doesn't do that anymore. He just sends them to Al Gibbs. And he doesn't do any Al Gibbs tunes at his anymore, only returning customers. He just sends them off straight to Al Gibbs, gets them in contact with them. Because Al Gibbs can be a pain in the ass to lock down. Like he's an older gentleman, he's lived his life. He's definitely deserved retirement. So he kind of picks and chooses when he wants to tunes these days. He's more into his wiring conversion harnesses for LSs. Now it's saying we've got 16 people watching, but I've only really got the same 2, 3 or 4 people commenting, so. Oh man, this person just won't give up. There we go, I think I should stop it. Cool. Hide user from the channel. We should be good now. I'm actually pretty keen for when the drag season starts back up here in WA, which I think is September. Now I got this trailer, I can start trailing it to the track every Wednesday I'm home. Start to get it dialed in. See, I don't think I'll get the record for the manual V6 turbo, which is a 9.6 at 140. I think it was at 144, can't remember. And I can't really kind of claim it now because I'm not H pattern. I got that sequential shifter. Still have to use the clutch, but I'd feel bad claiming it when it wasn't H pattern. But yeah. Life hacking, yeah, that's it. You heading off boosted? At least I know what I'm doing after the stream though. Go straight to one of those spam comments, click on the link. What do you mean, who's on my second channel? That'd be cool, Boosted. Having someone film would be actually awesome, getting different views and whatnot. I don't have to set the camera up 50 million times. Shit, happy life, happy life. She no wife yet, no ring on that finger. If she's watching, she's probably tut-tutting me. I'll pay for that comment later, more than likely. So I guess we talked about other builds. So we got the talk about the Barra. Someone mentioned K24 build. Has anyone else got other suggestions of what they'd like to see done on the channel or advice on? Hey Regan Mad, the Holly manifold's custom made. You have to get it custom made. It's not an off-the-shelf product. A killer boosted might be something we can sort out then. That'd be pretty cool. And you say what a shame that you got to be prepared to spend 2 to 3 grand to get it done. Well, XR6 Turbo BA, if you have a gaze on my past videos, I do have a couple on an FG Barra on here. I've been asking if people want to see more on it, and a couple people have said that, but maybe I will start getting onto it. Lucas, and those builds going alright. We got the motor in the engine bay. Just got to whack the trans. I got to cut the trans bell housing a bit to fit the left-hand starter conversion. That'll go in. Then I'm going to get a tail shaft made, and I'm going to modify the wiring harness to suit a standalone setup, and then be ready basically to start, run and drive. I also got to get the conversion extractors and then get the exhaust done, but apart from that we'll be ready to start and drive, and then we'll finish everything off and get it licensed. At least it'll be ready for her for events. Man, 1,000 kilo FG turbo wouldn't be difficult to do at all. They make power so easy, but a lot of money I'd have to spend. A lot. Man, who cares about what your teeth look like? I'm a fat cunt and I'm still filming shit. Just make videos. Who cares, man? You can always talk with your mouth covering your teeth as well. Or just have views where when you're talking, you're pointing at the thing you're talking about. There's ways around it. But at the end of the day, who cares, man? There's people at the end of the screen typing away, hating because they're jealous because they can't do what you can. Or they're just shit cunts. Nah, Lucas, LS1's dead stock for now. They let the retro lapse, so we got to take it over the pits. So we'll take it over the pits as a standard LS1, and then I'll get a cam package from Justin at BYE because I do like how his cams drive and perform. We'll get a high stool converter to suit, and then take it to him to get tuned. I'll install the cam and high stool, save a lot of costs there. I'll install the whole cam kit and everything, get it running, get it to him to tune, and then yeah. But for now, yeah, just a dead stocker. Yeah, Mr. Big Dose, I would, but on a standard turbo, the screamers sound disgusting. Needs a bigger turbo. My turbo sponsor who built the turbo, there we go, on this, he makes turbo manifolds, high mount, so I might go that with either this turbo and upgrade or another one that will get him to build for it. Get that, get his manifold, and then I'll take it to my fab guy, Niche Welding, and get him to make me a full 4-inch exhaust. Custom. I'll do a Racecraft 4-inch middle muffler, and I'll probably order another 4-inch Firex rear muffler. Have that all sorted. But yeah, I'm not going to do a screamer on the standard turbo, they just sound like crap. Lucas, is that for the LS1? Because I was going to film putting that in, but at the point I just wanted to get it done. I wasn't too sure. There's been heaps of LS1 swaps, so I wasn't 100% sure. Hamish, I could do. I didn't actually make it. I bought all the parts and before I was using niche welding, there's a local alley specialist called Nelja's Alley Mods, who I've got nothing bad to say. He's known in WA as one of the best. He's one of the go-tos for it. Oh man, this fucker again. I bought everything, dropped it off to him, and told him what I wanted, and he got it done. So I could give a run through of how that was done if people are interested, but everyone hears the price and no one's willing to spend the money on it, so it's kind of wasted time. Let me just scroll up and get the comments I missed. Man, just laugh it off. Who cares what they say? I understand things can get to you because of previous experiences, but I was never one for behind the camera. I still don't. I don't do photos to this day, but I just had an old GoPro that I filmed videos with. I just set up in front of me. I just started, edited and uploaded it, and I just turned my mind off when I edited the videos and uploaded it, and no one really said anything bad about bald-headed ginger beard fat cunt. No one really said anything, so I guess I was lucky with that. At the same time, I just didn't think about it. I just did it, and the more I did it, the easier and less I thought about it. Yeah, scroll down, pick up the rest. Oh, Lucas, I might do that. I was thinking, in a sense, everything I do on the Misso's car, I'll film, but I won't upload as we go. I'll film it, edit it, bank it up separate, and then I'll release a whole series on it down the track once it's all done. It might be as the main weekly uploads, I might do as a second video, but I'll just have them all done. More so for myself and for the Misso's sake, we have the videos on it, but yeah. Mr. Big Dose, yeah, will be drifted as well. 100%. Every, give it a go drift day, I will take this and give it a go. And if Saturday Night Drifts comes back, I'll take that as well. I love drifting, so definitely. Too Easy Tin Shed, cheers for jumping on. Appreciate you being here. Well, James, I guess it comes down to a matter of opinion. Some people might think that sounds good. Also, how can I say this? It's going to probably offend a few people, but different demographics and different people in different suburbs think different things. A lot of people think a V6, a standard V6 Commodore with a exhaust fan muffler sounds good. So, yeah. I personally don't think they sound good. So if people do, then that's good on them. If their car, they like it, and go for it. Yeah, like Dane said, the more you do it, the less you care, less you worry about it. Is that why you watch it boosted? I'll watch Confed boosted just for that sexy face. I reckon he knows nothing. Everything he knows I taught him. So there's no point in me watching it. I'll just watch it for his sexy face. Another thing, James, is all going back to your comment. The exhaust on the FG sounds fucking insane. Like, it's one of a kind, nothing else sounds like it. It's often been referred to as a too fast, too furious R34 Skyline, when it revs, at least anyway. And put a scream on it and take that away. I'd probably cry because there's a lot of money and you couldn't really go back from it. So yeah. Oh, James, if you go back to my previous videos, you'll see what the Ecotech sounds like on gate. It's not very pretty, but I mean, yeah, we'll see what it sounds like with this setup. Might be horrible, might be good. That's it, Dane. Front crossovers and all, eh? Boosted, have you heard Jet V6s? It legit sounds like a JZ. Like if you didn't have the video, you heard the sound, you think it's a Jay-Z. So there's ways to do it with the head and the manifold design, like the exhaust manifold design, but usually, nothing you can do for it. It is why I put dicks in things. XR6, it's on a run insurance, you have to go to the dyno. The turbo is good for 900 at the wheels, supposedly. Head gasket might only be good for 750 to 800. I'm hoping for 850 at least out of it. We'll see. It might be a big ask. I might get nowhere near that, but we'll see. Yeah, James, that's how they're usually done on them. The screen is straight off for rear housing. There you go, XR6. Dane knows exactly. It makes about 100 horsepower. Not much. Nailed it. It actually made 101. No, sorry, made 100.1. So you're actually wrong. But yeah, I spent tens of thousands of dollars for 100 horsepower. Tip you an axle grease until you slip. Oh boy. So slick it never fucking leaves your hands. Scrubbing for days and it's still there. Yeah, I've boosted it. It's his most recent setup. Actually, I don't think there's any videos on YouTube of it sounding like it is. I've got a couple of videos that I've got sent to me by the guy who did the top end. And fuck, it sounds... He might have actually posted some on the Turbo V6 page, but god damn, it sounds incredible. The first turbo car I saw was actually boosted built garages. Here's VR. Yeah, VR. You. I didn't actually join any of the V6 pages till I bought mine. I saw mine pop up on Gumtree already turbo for 8 grand with a slipping clutch. This is back in 2015. Had 120,000 kilometers on the chassis and the motor actually. And yeah, I bought that. Found all the groups, joined them, and then it just went off from there. And then that's when obviously I saw gyms. And it just... Actually, I used to watch corn-fed. I think I used to watch corn-fed videos after I bought mine. But yeah, it all starts somewhere. Boosted, so that bonnet there, wait, you see my hand? That bonnet there is my actual bonnet. There's the scoop for it. The old man's a spray painter by trade, so he came over yesterday, we sprayed that bonnet because it had heaps of clear coat, peel, fade, whatever we're going to call it. So he sanded it back, sprayed it, it's been sprayed, it's sat overnight. He's going to come back for a week, we're going to sand it down and then polish it, put the scoop back on. In the meantime, I had bought this one cheap. The guy was wrecking a car, same colour. I wanted to fix it. He said it had no dents. Just the clear coat was gone, so I wanted to get it, whack it on, cut the hole for the bonnet for events. I'm not a fan of bonnet scoops. I hate bonnet scoops, but I had to run it for that. So for events, I want another bonnet. Got that. Drove 50 minutes to pick it up. Got there, he's like, oh yeah, it's got a couple of dents. I was like, I asked you, you said it had nothing, just clear coat peel, which is fine. I could sand and repaint that. But I had a couple dents, so I spent a while PDRing it. I did probably 50 to 60 PDR things on it. On the last one I was doing, before I was about to give up, paint and clear coat came up off it. I was like, fuck it, put it aside. Old man came over to do this. While he's doing that, I whacked this on, see where it was, cut the hole so it just pokes through, and that's going to be my vents bonnet. Now that I've got the hole cut, I'll roll it back, paint it. I'm thinking of my hood exit exhaust that I had on, just to get it running before I send it off to Fab to get it all done. I'll take my dump off, put the hood exit exhaust on, cut the hole for it, and then maybe events I'll do a hood exit exhaust for it. And down the track I might even look to doing a screamer pipe that goes up through the bonnet as well. Maybe, we'll see. But yeah, but it worked out alright, because while this is off till my old man comes, if I need to drive this or take it to the dyno, I get hit up for it, he's got time, that's there and ready for it. Yeah. Yeah, Project Nugget. Boosted built garages are original for turbo Commodores, and corn-fed boost came not long after, and is one of the main, probably the main one going at the moment. I'm still small and started years later. Like, I'd had this car turbo for 5 years before I started my channel. On my other old channel, it just did little snippets. I had multiple just little videos up, but yeah. Hamish, the intake manifold, if you get it done at other places, be prepared to spend 2 to 3 grand. Man, I keep blocking this fucker, but he keeps coming back. Oh, really, Josh Jace? That's pretty cool. I'm glad that something I've done has inspired and actually got a nod of approval from the misso too, to let you spend money on a car, which is usually always the hardest thing. Cheers XR6 Turbo BA, appreciate that. Close the bonnet. Alright, I will do that, Mr. Big Dose. Hopefully my temporary light won't fall off. Might not even fit. I'll take the temporary light off and then I'll close it. Alright, got the light back up. As you can see, it's faded as hell, but it only, and you can see an oil streak running down. But as you can see, it just pokes through. I can grab the phone and do a close-up, but I'll have to reset it back up after. And the intake sits off center. As you can see, that line, let me get my finger, that line there, that's for center, and the intake's center's about there. I don't know if the motor sits off center or if it's just how the intake was welded, I don't really care. And the engine bay looks fine. Or maybe my tape job was off center, I don't know. But I did cut it back, and then after 2 weeks the fade just came back. Anyway, I'm going to pop the hood again because no one wants to see a closed bonnet. light set back up. Mr. Big Dose, there you go. That was the bonnet shut. $11.50. Jesus, it's only $7.44. I guess you call it $7.50 here in WA, Australia. Appreciate you being on the stream mode, James. Have a good one, man. Enjoy your week. Yeah, it's alright, Mr. Big Dose, but it's not going to be for the street. It's not legal here in WA at all. I still run the scoop. I'm just not a fan of bonnet scoops. Well, some cars are suited, but in the VY, I actually like how the VY looks as is. But for events, it'll be kind of cool to have that poking through. I don't have to worry about legality reason or cops. If I do my hood exit exhaust, it'll be cool to have that sticking up there too. But yeah. What are we at? 2 hours 42. I was probably going to end it at 2 hours, but here later. Might end soon. I still got the bonnet scoop as well, do you, Lucas? Well, the bonnet scoop is going back on. I've just got to sand and polish that after the respray, and then it'll be back on. This was just on there so I could cut the hole so it's ready while I had main hood off. And then also if I did need to drive it, then it at least has something on there rather than an open engine bay. But yeah, I don't know. Not a big fan of bonnet scoops. What am I making my own cowl that's only 30, 40 mil higher? Yeah, Mr. Big Dose, that is good, but the other thing you need to think about that is plenum volume. His plenum volume might be tiny, but it actually has no benefit at all over the standard intake manifold. I'm not saying it does, I'm just saying that it could be a factor. But yeah, it is really cool how he got it to fit underneath the bonnet. Oh, so the one I got for EcoJet is the HDT scoop, which was initially on the VKs, I think, and then it got remade. Well, actually no, HDT makes it for VEs. I'm not sure if they make it for VY VZs, but then all your copy fiberglasses come out. I'm pretty sure it's for VY VZ because I bought it thinking it was, he advertised it as original HDT, and then it came with the front grille, which I'm not a fan of. The front grille was a factory HDT one, or branded HDT, proper labelled one, but the scoop was just a generic fiberglass thing. Not a fan. Yeah, as Dane said, lots of fuckery. Yeah. Plus, I did an alternator relocation when I made, oh fuck's sake, this cunt, all the fucking time. I removed them from the channel and they just keep coming back somehow. Like I was saying, I did an alternator relocation, which I made the bracket myself, which made everything a lot easier. Maybe really? Oh, they're different channels each time. Looking at the name, it's all different. Yeah, fair enough, Project Nugget. Everyone's entitled to what they prefer. As long as you like it, that's all that matters. Going up 2 hours 50. I think I'm definitely going to end it at 3 hours. So XR6 Turbo BA. So on my old setup with the intercooler, I had a different intercooler. This time I went with the Plasma Man LS Series 1. The cooler pipes, let me get my hand, I can see on my screen. There, so the cooler pipes kind of ran from the top corner diagonally down. Wait, there we go. Diagonally down like that. So in the old ones, you can actually see the cooler pipe run across because the intercooler sat a lot higher. It wasn't as long. Yeah, long. This time with the new intercooler, it went a lot higher, it was a lot lower, and I don't think it was just as wide, but these cooler pipes were able to come out basically straight. So this bumper was, the fog light holes had to be cut to fit the old cooler piping because it sat very close. So this is the same bumper from that. I don't actually mind the look. I'm not a big fan of fog lights at all. I think the fog lights look shit in the SS's. The S-Packs had the black covers, which I prefer, but I don't mind the open look. But that's the main reason why. This bumper was cut to suit the old turbo setup that I had. What shocking thing are you talking about, Mr. Big Dose? Because I don't actually remember anything before your BA scoop on it. Or did you have a big reverse cow or something? Custom passenger headlight with a high ram. If you're talking to Mr. Big Dose, he didn't have that. I've got a custom passenger headlight with a light cutout. It's sitting in the box over there with a brand new headlight for the driver's side as well. I'm saving that for the track because it actually loses the low beam on the left side, which I might fuck around and convert the high beam. I'll put a low beam globe in it, but wire it so that it comes on with the low beam. So yeah, Lucas, I have that, but it's the low beam that's cut out, not the high beam, sadly. So I might do some fuckery, like I said, to get the low beam to work with it, with the low beam globe, so it's not one side blinding people's face. Hey 38 Turbo Track Days, awesome to see you here. You got about 10 minutes left of the stream. We've been going for 2 hours and 50 minutes. It's slowly dying down, but it's cool to see you on here. One of the OGs, the originals from back in the day, actually, who did stuff. It's a shame. Oh man, these fucking bots. They just changed the name. They just put a different word in the name. All good. I usually do them every Sunday, but I'm home. I should be doing another one next Sunday, and then I go back to work for a couple of weeks. I've had 2 or 3 weeks off already, and I got another one in a bit, which has been a nice break. It's a shame that Craig had to part his out, because especially with how the scene and social media's picked up, it would have been awesome to still see Terrify, however you want to say it, still going. Oh, do they make the XR8s in the bigger one? Yeah, the small one would be better, definitely. Yeah, I actually, in the VYs, I actually do prefer how it looks standard. Minus fog lights. I hate the fog lights on the SSs, but with factory hood and everything, I actually do like the look of that. The engine mounts I have are the unbreakable mounts that are already lowered. Um, Back in the day when the first forged motor I had, the guy who now builds and assembles all my motors, I bought one off him and it came with the engine mounts and from his old setup, and he told me they were already the unbreakable lowered ones. So that's kind of out of the question. Maybe I might get a measurement of where it sits and see if I can hit the supplier up and see if they can give me a measurement of how high it is from the, oh, I forgot the name now, the K-frame to the block, or the engine mount bit of the bolts to. So we can give me a measurement and see if I do make shorter ones or I will make my own up. But yeah, it only really needs, I think 30-40 mil to clear the top of the hood, and I don't care about cutting the webbing on the underside, that can go. But yeah, sadly I've already got the lowered mounts as far as I'm aware. Plus the ground clearance of the sump, I do like. I don't really want it any lower than it is, because I still do drive this on the street all the time. A lot of bumpy roads. Yeah, but like I was saying, I'll look into it. There's plenty of bonnets around and I can always get them sprayed to suit. Is what it is though. I wanted this for the intake for the look, so I'm paying for it now when the bonnet's closed, I guess. I knew it was going to stick through pretty much regardless, without them having the car to make it. But yeah. Oh, okay. I always wondered about that. I thought the longer runners would help more, but then again, I don't know too much when it comes to those finer details, just from what I've seen online, but I might be completely switched, maybe a bit shorter. Might have been better. What was handy though is, well, it's handy in a sense, but also isn't at the same time, is the fuel rails actually bolt up in the factory position up into the top of the intake manifold. That bit was still used, and then from, like, it was, the top of the intake manifold was like bolted down, welded, and then those nuts would come off. Those were all welded in, so there's no nuts on the inside. And from there, the Holley lid was welded on and grafted with aluminium plate to suit. So yeah, without the car there, it was difficult for the height wise. I did give him measurements to fit the rear cowl, but for the wiper blades there, which it fits with plenty of clearance, which I'm happy with. But obviously I couldn't really tell with the hood with the peak, especially right at the front, which sits up a lot. Also, short is better for top end. I always had in my mind that long is better for top end. Shorter is good for torque, longer for top end, but other way around. You're right. There we go. Yeah, mine's one piece. From the limb to the very top, it's all one piece. It's all welded, so there's no legs. Because obviously, there's no bolts holding the. Let me get my hand right. The Holley lid, there's no bolts holding that down like a few people do. They get the other way around. At the time, I just asked him to graft it onto the limb, and I handed him the top part as well, and I said, bolt that on, use what you need to, do what you got to do. But I'm not complaining because it turned out looking awesome, and so far it's worked great. But obviously, knowing what I know now, and at the time I thought I was under a time constraint that I was going to get my block back very quickly, which didn't. Ended up getting it like 6 months later than I expected. But knowing what I know now would have done things differently. But look, you live and you learn. Yeah, I have to run a bonnet scoop after run a bonnet scoop. Is what it is. No dramas boosted. Hope everything's all good there. Yeah, well that's it. 3-8. I don't know if you heard the story, but the guy who assembles my motors is a good mate. He actually worked at an engine shop. He is now left there. He's now flying fly out as a fitter because his trade there kind of has the qualifications to be a fitter in the mines. But anyway, I gave him my block, pistons, rods, everything to assemble, and he had a look, and he wasn't happy with the bores. He's like, nah, it needs to get rehomed. He wasn't happy with how the cross-hatching and honing was, so he took it to he still works there at the time, but only for a week. He had a week left, and obviously because his boss was getting him to finish off everything that he could, that were existing jobs, didn't get to it. His boss just had to literally do a rehome. So a 30-minute setup, an hour on the machine, if that. And it took him 6+ months. I think it was 7 or 8 months for him to do that. And all was just a rehome, like a machine rehome. So this was meant to be literally just the old semi-forged motor that came out of Genko's car, the VP or VM, that went to Bren in Slug 6 here, and I bought it off him. That was coming out, forged motor was going in, everything was meant to go on, because it was taking ages, it spiraled. Everything just went up and up and up and up a notch. But yeah, engine shops. A 30-minute rehome turned into a 7-8 month ordeal. And here I am now. So there's something special coming for this. Anyway, we'll see it at 1300 plus horsepower, hopefully next year. That's it, Dane, but it's still not as bad as what you had the first time. I still can't believe they didn't cover the cost of the job again since they messed up. Like they fucked up and you had to pay them. Boating and race cars, look, you're right, but at the same time, I'm flying fly out. So back then I was doing 3-in-1s. I was away at work for 3 weeks at a time, so it's not like I could just pick it up. But then as I was away and because I was earning good money, I started buying more things. So when I was home, I was constantly busy. Like I bought all fuel line stuff. I did the whole new fuel system. I decided to delete the ABS. I was deleting that one week when I was home, and I decided to put all the wiring inside the cabin. I did that. Decided to remove the AC. I was doing that. You know, it just spiraled. I was constantly ordering things. Every time I come home, I was coming home to 20 different packages at home sitting and waiting for me. So it was kind of like, yeah, I was waiting, but I kept myself busy. I spent a lot more money than what I initially planned, but yeah, it kind of kept my mind off it. I was tempted just to go there and pick it up and send it elsewhere, but they are one of the best in WA. So if I went elsewhere, it could have been a shit job, and I just end up back where I was. It was meant to get fire ringed as well, but that never happened. Picked up the block and it wasn't firing, just a rehome. So yeah. It is big power, but what is happening, that's no sweat for it. And who I've got onto it to assemble it and sort out and do the top end and everything, that's a breeze. But yeah, I want to do that for the car, and obviously I'll have to auto convert because the T56 might take 1300. I'm going to get shit times at the track. I wouldn't mind competing for the title for the V6 time and mile per hour, but it's down the future. Yeah, Dano, that's rough. That would have destroyed me back then. Yeah, boating race cars, that's it. You add it all up, and it happens. Luckily, though, when I bought everything to do with this Bottom-End, it came with so much stuff and so many spares that actually putting this motor together, I actually made money on the stuff that I sold, including my old Bottom-End, old heads, all the extra stuff that came with this. It came with 2 extra Ecotechs, a numerous amount of stock parts and replacement parts, this and that. I actually made money, so it's only the extra stuff I bought that cost me money, but I'm not too deep in the hole in it, luckily. Oh, really, Dan? That sucks. Well-known shot pressure test, so it was all good, and you found a pinhole leak in a runner. That sucks, especially with all the lines and the manifolds going in too. You bolt it on to find it leaking just to get it sorted, take it all back off. Ugh. Yeah, I don't blame you. That's why now I get all machining and everything done through Nathan Kyrie at Canaris Engines. I've had great experiences with him so far, and so far my setup is speaking for itself. We'll see what it does on the dyno, but he knows his stuff. He did all the top end for Chat V6, and that has obviously performed great, both on the dyno and on the track. They both match up, gets results, so I'm hoping I'm on a good run there. I don't doubt it, but you know, you got to say, hoping you're in the clear. Well, that's it, Dane. As long as you get money back, it helps in the long run. I'm not sure if I'm going to sell this Bottom-End or if I'm going to keep it aside for something else. Yeah, well, so far it runs well and is really happy and it flows really good. But when we start to lean on it, which hopefully should get back on the dyno soon, and we'll see when the head gaskets give up, because surely they'll give up before the turbo does. We'll see how well it flows at what boost, what it makes, and then hopefully get it back to the track once the drag strip here opens. But I'm definitely keen for the next setup. But I'm also very keen to see how this does. But I've got a lot of work to do as a driver to get it to launch well as a manual. We'll see. Try to get my 2-step dialed in. I might go I forgot the name of it. It's not the normal slipper valve, it actually delays the pressure going to the throw bearing. I forgot the name of it now. Through an app on your phone and everything. I've been looking into that, but we'll see. But that's rough, boating and race cars. What were they welding on it? Did you have a couple cracks in it? Dan, they're just the usual Cometics and the standard size ARPs to 120 Newton meters, which the spec calls for 80 foot-pounds, which is 108, so they're slightly over, but I'm banking on the heads and cam flying really well, which so far they are compared to my old setup. And so far on 12-ish PSI, 30% throttle, I've literally walked away from 470 to 500 in that range horsepower cars. Like there's been 6 to 10 car lengths in between on 30% throttle and like 10 to 12 PSI boost. So I'm hoping the combustion pressure will be lower, which might help me get a higher number, but yeah, just kinetics. We'll see where it gives up. I might have to do a waterless run and push it as far as it can go. Yeah, well, my tuner is actually very good at that. It's more so linear based than ramping it in really hard down low and then peaking it. Like he'll ramp in where it's comfortable, but then up top he'll feed it, which I'll get him to do. I'll get him to keep feeding it up top, and hopefully it can hold up top. Oh, so it's for a drought filled block. Still though, for them to walk that, that's a pretty big effort. Like, that's insane. Did they cover the cost of the new head, or at least the labour of redoing it, or they just completely went, nah, it's on you? Crazy, isn't it? What bit are you talking about, Dane? So this thing, the chamber shouldn't put any heat in though. Like, nothing at all. Same as valve seat, shouldn't really be heating that up. Closing the cooler jacket, so it might have done it, but drop them, the seats. Gave you a voucher for 500. Oh yeah, because that's really going to cover anything. Doesn't even cover a set of valves. Took out a piston. Oh. That's what I was thinking. 3.8. You'd find something to work as a big heat sink, but it almost sounds like they just had it on just resting on a metal table, or God forbid a wood. Surely not in a machine shop, but used to build up RB30 cam tunnels. I need to look at those motors. What was getting welded up on them? I might screenshot of it just to keep it soft in the middle and power up top, because I'll make sure I mention that to him. I know compared to my old setup, obviously we have a 15 PSI boost cut on this for the running tune, because I hadn't changed oil, I didn't have a change of oil there. But at the 15 PSI boost cut, just foot flat to where it hit boost cut, he did a run there at 3,500 RPM, which is whereabouts it hit the 15 PSI. We were up 14 horsepower, which is pretty insane considering this cam was designed for the top end for RPM and to flow well up there. So for this setup to be making 14 horsepower more, and it made like 580 Newton meters there too. So I'm really keen to see where it does go. Oh really? So they used to crack between there and there. That's handy to know in case the for whatever reason, ever do a RB30 build. I've never seen that mentioned before, which is handy. Everyone always keeps their secrets and tips to themselves. Yeah, sit voting race, guys. You know, when you weld stuff, you need a decent heat sink to help spread out the heat. That's not all in the part you're welding. Dan, have you ever thought about going back to the 3.8 platform, or have you had anyone ask you for that, or is that kind of in the past now? There's nothing really there for you. And I'm probably going to end the stream soon, guys. I've been well and truly over 3 hours now. Yeah, sweet. That'd be awesome. What platform do you think you'd go though? Because I know you have, like, you do a lot of different cars and platforms and motors, but really cool to see you back out there again. Like you said, if you do one for yourself, then it's always some gratification. Obviously, everything these days is completely different back to when you guys were doing your thing too, all with different parts and technology and fuel. You got people making over 2,000 horsepower on pump E85 from the local United, whereas back in the day, God forbid, any of that with 600 horsepower. You know, give or take, just throwing figures out there. Windsor would be cool. You don't really see too many of them. You see more NA and nitrous. Well, I should rephrase that. I've seen more NA and nitrous stuff with that. That'd be quite cool to see. But obviously, Turbo 3.8 would always be awesome because that's where I'm at. So easy, Dane. Enjoy your evening. Hope you have a good week of work. They crack it just over 400. I've seen some nitrous Windsors get a decent mile per hour time though. Are they doing something special or am I missing something? Oh, it's a different block. That's probably why then. Alright, we're at the 3 hours 15 mark. I'm gonna end it here, guys. I'll have another one Sunday coming, 5 p.m. WA time, which is what, 7 p.m. Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne, Victoria, whatever it is. The states are called there. So it'd be cool to see you guys back and appreciate you guys jumping on. It's been a long stream. But yeah, enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening and I hope you guys have a good week at work. And we'll carry on with the rest. See you guys later.